In the United States, Virginia Democrats celebrated an early win on election night with Abigail Spanberger taking the governor's mansion from the Republicans. Now, this win may indicate a revived opposition ahead of next year's midterm elections to decide control of Congress. Results will soon be out for New Jersey governor and New York mayor. Democrat Abigail Spanberger will be the first woman to run the U.S. state of Virginia after her party won back the governor's mansion from Republicans, as U.S. media projected. She is a former CIA officer and moderate three-term congresswoman and beat Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Early Sears, a Marine veteran and staunch Trump ally, by a comfortable margin. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, opposition polls showing Democrat Mickey Sherrill, a congresswoman and former Navy pilot, holding a lead over her Republican challenger, former state lawmaker and small business owner Jack Ciattarelli. The New Jersey race was the most hotly contested campaign, with the contest shattering spending records after both national parties poured millions of dollars into advertising. While in New York, Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani faced Andrew Cuomo, a moderate Democrat running as an independent in the city's mayoral race. Earlier, Cuomo lost to Mamdani in the primary 4 years after resigning as New York State governor in disgrace. The campaign has laid bare the Democratic Party's generational and ideological divides as it seeks to rehabilitate its damaged brand. And in California, voters will decide whether to give Democratic lawmakers the power to redraw the state's congressional map, expanding a national battle over redistricting that could determine which party controls the U.S. House of Representatives after next year's midterm elections. Voters are saying that Trump's most contentious policies were on their minds, including his efforts to deport immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally and to impose costly tariffs on imports of foreign goods, the legality of which is being weighed by the U.S. Supreme Court this week. All right, Akshay, we've given a brief outline of what all is happening in the U.S., but sitting here in India, I would want you to explain to our viewers the significance of these polls, electing a mayor for a state. How far will it affect the congressional setup? Why are these polls significant?
Well, these are significant because these polls are quite symbolic for the future of the politics of the U.S. This is the first major polls after the second Trump started of President Donald Trump. His own presidency has been in question. His own track record has been in question, not just since his second term, but when he lost elections to Joe Biden and the kind of protests that happened. In fact, the kind of violence that also happened, the Capitol Hill protest, and they can be called riots now. They are being investigated, and after that, we saw Donald Trump once again came back to power against Kamala Harris, and since then there have been a sweeping changes in the way U.S. governs itself, in the way it governs its policies, in the way it carries on with its diplomacy, with major import and export policies to immigration policies. Now everything has changed, and the kind of changes that have taken place in the U.S. have been not only radical, but there have been questions as well on the legality and the viability of these steps that were taken. So these are the first polls. These are indications that will come from the U.S. And on which way the politics is going, and it seems that we might have a breaking news, Preeti, that Zohran Mamdani has also become the mayor of New York City. That's the breaking news, it seems, coming right now. I will just confirm that and put it out for our viewers. But, the way Virginia, the way New York, the way New Jersey, and even California, all of these states are going for polls, and the indications are coming in from all the pollsters that the Democrats are sweeping the elections. Clearly is a major indication for Donald Trump to have a rethink of his policies, have a rethink of the way he conducts polls, and the policies, along with the way he has been portraying the message of the Republican Party, the way he has been portraying himself as a leader. The focus, his focus has been on Nobel Prize more than government shutdown that has been going on for such a long time. All of these combined have portrayed the Trump administration as inefficient and in a very bad light. And it seems the kind of vicious campaigning that has been going on against the Democrat nominees, Democrat candidates, has also reignited a sort of divide that was there in the Democrat Party. Especially, we saw how Donald Trump threatened the New York City, stating that if Zohran Mamdani becomes the mayor of the city, he will have to stop the funds, unless they're absolutely required. So he has also been violating several of the principles of the U.S. Constitution by stating all of this. But it seems Zohran Mamdani, according to early indications, that he has become the mayor of New York City, and there in Virginia as well, Democrat coming back to power, and in the next midterm election, it seems that this trend is going to continue. So tough times ahead for the Republican Party as well as Donald Trump as the president of the United States.
All right, Akshay, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details. We'll keep coming back to you for the latest confirmations and the updates. Thank you for joining in as of now.